It looks like AEW just landed one of the hottest free agents in all of professional wrestling. In this video, we're going to take a look at exactly who this free agent is, why this matters so much, and what this could mean in the overall free agent war between WWE and All Elite Wrestling. We are also going to talk about a big report about WWE doing a bit of a gamble with one of their shows ahead of WrestleMania season. All that, much more coming up right here in this video. So be sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Okay, so AEW, one of the only brands that has been able to challenge WWE ever since WCW closed its doors as far as free agents goes, looks like they just signed a big name free agent on the indies, and his name is Mike Bailey. This according to FightfulSelect.com. As you can see there, Speedball Mike Bailey appears to be headed to AEW. This is a big story, especially for those of you who have been paying attention to TNA, especially for those of you who've been paying attention to the indie scene. If you know professional wrestling, you have likely at least heard about Mike Bailey, Speedball as they call him, because when he steps foot in that ring, ain't nobody catching that thing. And by that thing, I mean him, because he's very fast. Get your mind out of the gutters, people. Anyway, but Speedball Mike Bailey, for those of you who may not know, was probably the indie pro wrestler of the year in 2021. He really made a name for himself for going to literally every single indie show that he could and made a big splash. He's known for being a very fast-paced wrestler, and one that, like, it's one of those things where no matter what he does, it looks real, and he still manages to do it so quick. It is. That's why they call him Speedball. That's why he has the reputation that he does. And for AEW, this is big because according to the good folks over at FightfulSelect.com, there was interest from WWE in signing Speedball Mike Bailey. However, it appears to be the case that AEW has been able to get the leg up on WWE in this way and take away one of the bigger name free agents. And Speedball is someone that both WWE and AEW have had an eye on for a while. He, of course, signed a couple of years ago with TNA. That really upped his stock even more because Speedball kind of proved that not only was he a great wrestler, not only was he a great character and all that kind of stuff, but in terms of being on North American TV, he had what it takes. And for anyone who wants to chastise and say that TNA is like a step down for people, or it's a place where, you know, careers go to die, or whatever you want to say about TNA, the fact of the matter is, for many people, especially young, up-and-coming wrestlers who are trying to establish themselves, who are trying to prove their worth to companies like AEW or WWE, TNA is a vital stomping ground for them to prove that. And Speedball, over the last couple of years, has definitely done that. He has had an insane run in TNA. I remember the first time I really, got into Speedball Mike Bailey. I had seen a couple of his matches, and I thought he was spectacular. But he had a match with Kenny Omega on TNA where Omega was defending the TNA title, and it was absolutely spectacular. I saw him for the first time live at Black Label Pro 2 Cup stuff back in 2022, All Out weekend in Chicago. And he was wrestling, of all people, Smiley Kylie Ray in an intergender match, and they absolutely tore the house off it. I think from a live viewing standpoint, that is probably one of the funnest matches I've watched because everybody was into it, everybody was captivated, and Speedball did some amazing character work in that match to get that whole thing over. Shout out to Kylie Ray as well, but Mike Bailey going to AEW, it also brings with it talks about AEW, WWE, what's going on with the free agent war. Obviously, over the past year, WWE has done a much better job than they previously had done in not only retaining their free agents and so they don't go to AEW or go elsewhere, but also they've done a very good job of making sure that they get some people on the way back, that people who either were with WWE or AEW or just other free agents come in. But the interesting thing is, if you look at, who AEW has been able to sign for the most part versus who WWE has largely signed. Of course, there's people like the Machine Guns who signed with WWE, but a lot of the bigger names, the Okadas, who are like not WWE guys, the Okadas, the Mercedes Moné, the Will Ospreays. These are people who came in from not WWE and came in from basically either the Indies or New Japan. Speedball Mike Bailey also fits into that mold. And, maybe it speaks to a little bit of like what, kind of attracts people to AEW. It is that more in-ring sports style, where it's in WWE. It's about the characters. And, I think there's good and bad things about both of those if you go to the extreme. But I think we're getting to that point where that's a type. And WWE is obviously getting a lot better at retaining talent by virtue of TKO being very aggressive in that. But at a certain point, I think 2025 is going to be a big year for it. I do think AEW, especially with the tens and hundreds of millions of dollars that are going to be coming in through this Warner Brothers Discovery deal, plus whatever deal they end up getting with potentially Fox or other networks, they are definitely going to be in the hunt for some big free agents in 2025. For right now, Speedball Mike Bailey, who is probably going to have a killer match with Will Ospreay at some point, Jesus, it's going to be spectacular, is headed to AEW. At least that's what we believe right now. But you know what else I believe right now, guys? I believe in you. And I believe that all of you out there are some of the smartest wrestling fans there could be. And if you're smart, like I know you are, you know a good deal when you see one. And you're like, boy, do I got a deal for you, because you today can save $20 off your first purchase by downloading and signing up to SeatGeek and using the promo code RealTake. Here's what you do. First of all, you click the link in the description below and you download SeatGeek. What is SeatGeek, you might ask? Great question. Let me tell you. So SeatGeek is the best sports ticketing app out there today. It rates your tickets from a 1 to 10 scale, so you know precisely the type of deal that you are getting. SeatGeek allows you to get money off, to get good prices and good deals on your tickets. Whether you're going to a wrestling show, whether it's AEW, WWE, TNA, or whatever, or you're going to a concert, comedy show, whatever the hell, NFL game, does not matter. SeatGeek's got you covered, and so do I. Omer Q is here for you because I'm going to save you $20 off your first purchase when you download the app. You click the link in the description, download the app, use the promo code RealTake at checkout. Bada bing, bada boom. $20 in your pocket. You get to save that money. You get to spend it in the parking lot. You get to spend it on concessions. You get to spend it on a burrito at Chipotle, as I love to say. Guys, $20 off your first purchase when you download SeatGeek. Use the promo code RealTake at checkout. Why wouldn't you take that deal? I would. I might. It's my own promo code. Damn it. Why won't I use it? I'll use it. Let's go, baby. Switching gears now, because we got to. Let's talk about WWE. Promo code RealTake. SeatGeek. Use it. Anyway. So, big news out of WWE. This is according to WrestleVotes. It looks like WWE is taking a bit of a gamble on the road to WrestleMania. Here is what WrestleVotes had to say. Sources indicated NBC's second episode of Saturday night's main event is set for January 25th, with the location still TBD. A bold scheduling move as it lands just 1 week before the Royal Rumble. Interesting move here. As we know right now, they have a Saturday night's main event scheduled for December 15th, I believe, Saturday, December 15th. In Long Island, New York, and it looks like not just a little over a month later, they are going back and doing another Saturday night's main event. This seems to be part of whatever the new deal is that they have with NBC Universal, or maybe it's part of the existing Peacock agreement. Regardless, they are going to have another Saturday night's main event. This coming Saturday night's main event, the first one since, I believe, June 2008. So, been a long time since we've had one, and now we get two in back-to-back months. Bold scheduling move, exactly, though, according to WrestleVotes, because they are doing this a week before the Royal Rumble. Something that, you know, people chastise AEW about was when they ran All In and All Out within a week of each other in back-to-back years. And people said that, you know, it's too much wrestling. It's too much stuff. It's too much booking. It's too clamored. And I do think that there's a point to it when it comes to AEW, because All In and All Out are treated as major professional wrestling pay-per-views. And while, you know, Triple H and all these people can come out and say that Saturday Night's Main Event is a PLE, the fact of the matter is, though, I think that Saturday Night's Main Event is probably going to come across as a little bit more of a very, very special episode of Raw or SmackDown. And whereas, like, it's like they can sell it as a pay-per-view, but it's really not, like, got the stakes of a pay-per-view. Potentially I'm wrong here. That's traditionally, though, what they've done. I think, especially this one, when you're talking about running it a week before the Royal Rumble, it begs the question, you know, how much is really going to be at stake? Unless they maybe do, like, the entire Royal Rumble entry, like, thing. Like, they do, like, I don't know, a gauntlet match to see who gets the number 30 entrant. That could be very interesting. That could be something that you do to make Saturday Night's Main Event mean something. But my fear here is that it gets lost in the shuffle. I think another fear that many people might have is, well, are they going to be able to sell tickets for this show? And my rebuttal to that is, I think WWE at this point, especially in Mania season, is not going to have a hard time selling tickets. You're probably going to have The Rock at this show. You're probably going to have John Cena in the lead up to the show. You're probably going to have Cody, Roman, everybody doing their thing. So, like, the tickets are going to sell. And my guess would be, because Royal Rumble is a week after this show, and it's in Indy. I'm just going to say it. You know what seems to be pretty close to Indy? Chicago. I don't think it's a surprise that the first Saturday Night's Main Event, which is coming up in December, the return one, I don't think it's a surprise that that one's in a big WWE/wrestling market in New York. It would make sense to me to have that in Chicago, potentially build it around CM Punk. You could do that. At the end of the day, though, we'll see, guys. Let me know in the comment section, though. I want to hear from you. What do you guys think about WWE doing this? Is it a gamble? Is it going to pay off? Am I wrong? Am I right? I want to hear from you in the comment section below. Also, let me know what you guys think about Mike Bailey to AEW. Who is winning the free agent war between WWE and AEW? Let me know in the comment section. Also, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released.